Hello, friends and family. I'm super excited to chat with you today. But before we start our conversation, I have a question for you. What lies have you been telling yourself? I know, I'm hitting the ground running today, but I have a question again. What lies have you been telling yourself that have been mingled into your core fundamental values of truth? That's what we're going to be talking about today. Welcome back to Choosing to Live Now. I am Taneshia, and today we're going to continue our conversation about discovering who we are. This is part 3 of the series, and the title, you heard it already, is What Lies Have You Been Telling Yourself? Now, you know, what am I about to say, friends? If you've been watching me, you already know. I love a recap, and I'm going to make it super brief. So what we've been talking about so far is what makes us who we are. We've learned a new term. Our core fundamental values of truth is what makes us who we are. Those are the things that anchors us. Those are the things we believe in. Those are the things that we stand for. They are rooted in the core fibers of our being, and they are why what we do. Now, how could we develop them? We develop them based on some sort of religious base that we might be introduced to. It could be based on our life experiences. We go through things and we create our own values of truth. Or it can be a combination method between religious and our personal growth stories that make us come up with our truth. And so the last time we talked about false narratives, aka lies. The lies that we believe that came from our community, that came from our family, that came from our ethnic group, that could have come from our job, that could come from society, that we have believed inadvertently or unaware, and we have used those lies and weaved them into our core fundamental values of truth. And so as a result of that, we might have a bunch of great truths that we live and believe in, but also negative ones that have created a cocktail of values that we possess that are keeping us from getting to where we desire to be and living our best life now. But today, oh man, we're going to take it to the next level and talk about the lies that we tell ourselves. And I started with a question. Do you have an answer? I know it's a very loaded question, but let me say, I would say that all of us, including myself, have been guilty of telling ourselves or creating our own false narratives. Every false narrative that we've ever received in our life is not a narrative that came from someone else. Sometimes we make up things that we tell ourselves. So let's start with 5 narratives that we may tell ourselves that is really keeping us from living at our highest level in life. Okay, you ready? You ready? Okay, here we go. Number 1, strength equals the denial of reality. I'm gonna say that again. Can I say that again for the people in the back? Okay. Number 1 lie that we tell ourselves is that strength equals the denial of reality. So we might say stuff like, that didn't bother me, I'm good. No, I don't let things get to me, I'm straight, I'm good. Or, I don't need any help, I'm fine. Have you ever heard anybody say that? Friend, have you said that to somebody? Have you told somebody you did not need help? Oh God, did you tell someone that you were fine when you weren't fine? And did you learn how to do that because you felt like it made you look strong? If that is you, know that you're not alone. Because guess what? I've done it too. I know. I'm a whole psychologist out here in these streets. But can I tell you, I have done that too. And I did it because I kind of observed my family doing it. My mother used to do that. My grandparents used to do that. They would always say, I'm fine, I'm well, nothing's going wrong with me. And I just believed it. But what I came to find out as I got older is that they had lived their life denying what was actually going on for them, believing that they were being strength. But really, when you deny what's going on for yourself, what you're really doing is showing a strong level of weakness. I know. I mean, listen, don't come for me. You might disagree, and it's okay. Let me tell you why you're showing weakness when you don't tell the truth. The reason why you're showing weakness when you don't tell the truth is no one is a Superman, Superwoman, superhuman. Can I say that again? No one is a Superman, Superwoman, superhuman. Yep, that is correct. And all of us need help with something. All of us have emotions. That is a part of what makes us who we are. And when you're unable to deal with those emotions, we go into that thing that we talked about a couple weeks ago that takes us into cognitive distortion. That means we go through these experiences in our lives that, at one point in time, and we bring those negative experiences from the past into our current day. We create a new narrative that because we went through X yesterday, we're going to go through that again today. And guess what? I'm going to act the way I'm acting today so that I can shield myself from what I went through yesterday. So when you can't admit that you need help, when you can't admit that you are having an emotional reaction to something that someone is doing, you're going to live your life limited and stuck. And friend, there might even be a little bit of unforgiveness, a little bit of loss that we haven't dealt with, and grief that didn't happen. Oh man. You thought it was going away? No, friend, we're back to it again. Why do you think I told you those were our 3 greatest strategies for 2022 and beyond? Because if we cannot manage our loss, go through our grief process and forgive, we will struggle in every area of our lives. So if you're finding yourself in this place where you've denied having issues, denied that you need help, deny the reality of your circumstances just for the purposes of being strong for your community, for your family, you are actually hurting yourself in the long run. That's the first lie we tell each other. All right, let's go to the second lie. Lie number 2 that we tell ourselves. Ready for it? I want to change, but I can't. Or another way of saying it, I am who I am. This is how I am. I want to change. It's impossible. I'm stuck here. I'm in this relationship, and at least it's civil and there's no major arguments, but I'm not being fulfilled. Oh man. I'm not trying to be in someone's business, but this is real life. If this is you, I'm here for you. I'm with you in my heart. I understand. I've been there as well. Okay, or we might say stuff like, I can't change. This job is a stability, a safe place for me, right? So I have to stay here, and I'm gonna just stick here because it's all I know. I can't change because, it's not in me to change. Everyone that I've ever known in my life have done things exactly this way. And so because I have witnessed failed marriages, failed relationships, failed circumstances in my life, that is my lie because it is what I have seen in my family. So I can't change. It's just who I am. That's another lie that we tell ourselves, that we can't change. Okay, third lie. Ready for it? All right, here it goes. I need my loved ones to support me in order for me to move forward to pursue my dreams. Oh, man, listen, can I tell you? Such a lie we tell ourselves. But let me tell you something. Can I be honest? I told myself the same lie. Yep, I sure did. I was so wrong, but I told myself that same lie. Can I say it again? Number 3 is, I need my loved ones to support me in order for me to pursue my dream. Listen, one of my favorite social media stars of the world is Tabitha Brown, as she is for many of us. And I read her book and it was amazing. And she talked about her own story about how she knew her calling was to be an actress and to pursue that goal no matter what. And she did not have a lot of support at the beginning. She continued to persevere and move forward, even though the environment that she grew up in did not have anyone that had done what she had done. Even though her family didn't understand why she wanted to be one so bad, they didn't even understand why that she continued to pursue it after 20 plus years and did not see results. And at the end of her story, she was able to say, because she pursued her dream, she was able to move forward. If you have not read the book, it is a great book to read. It will definitely inspire you. But the reality is that when you get, I said this to you in our last meeting, when you get the vision or the dream for your future, it is specific to you. Everyone around you is not going to see that dream. They're not going to get it. They're not going to understand it. They are going to sometimes talk against it, not because they don't love you, but because if it were them in your shoes, they don't have enough confidence to pull off the amazing majesty of what you're doing. Yep, I said it. People have a lot to say, a lot of times because they are so in awe at the fact that you are stepping out and being courageous in a way that they don't have the courage to be. Oh God. Can I say that again for the people on the side? Okay. Sometimes people are so conversational about your pursuit of your dream because they don't have the courage you have to step out on faith and do it for themselves. And with that, you don't hate them. You love them. But you understand that it is important that you fulfill the purpose for which you were born. It is important that you fulfill the purpose that you were born and that they fulfill their purpose. Yep. All right, number 4. This is a good one. Hear my drum roll? Number 4, people can't be trusted, so I walk alone. Can I say that again? People cannot be trusted, so I walk alone. Is there anyone out there in our family, in our group, who has experienced this and lives like this? If you do, I feel for you. And I'm gonna tell you why I feel for you. Because I have dealt with in my lifetime, especially my adult time, some very untrustworthy people. So I know exactly what you're trying to say. Or what does someone say? It's a term. I'm picking up what you're dishing out. I get you. And I understand the idea that you cannot trust everybody. But the reality is in life, you have to trust somebody. And if you are holding on to something that someone did to you in the past, it may be the indication that there's somebody that you need to forgive. I know. I'm starting out heavy real quick, right? Listen, we don't have much time today, so we're going to get it in where we fit in. And listen, forgiveness is everything. Remember, when you don't walk in forgiveness, the person that you're not forgiving owns you. I know. They own and they occupy space in your brain, in your heart, in your experience, in your existence that you don't even want them to have. Friend, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Yeah, it's not worth it. So here's what's next. Ready for it? Okay. Nothing good ever happens to me. It's always something Has anybody out there ever said that before? It's always something. Oh God. Every time I look, it's always something. Nothing ever goes right. It's always something. I can remember growing up hearing older people say that all the time. And then I got older and I realized that life has ebbs and flows and things change on a regular basis. So I get the concept that there's a lot of things that go on all the time. But having that mindset every single day can be very, very heavy on an individual. So have you ever noticed that you have co-workers and friends and individuals who, work every single day? Great, amazing people, right? But they are the most miserable people you have ever seen in your entire life. Because, and every time you talk to them, they're talking about negative news and negative things that are going on. And then they end the statement, I'm from down south, so we would say something like, our Lord, ooh, Lord, or as my grandma would say, I tell you what we gonna do about things. And then you leave the conversation feeling completely empty because you feel like things are never gonna change. And my friend, I come to tell you today, there is always going to be ups and downs. That's why we're here in this community. Because the reality is you cannot change the things that you cannot control. You're going to see ups and downs. We've seen that with everything that has happened in the last 2 years. But what we can do is change our mind. Why? Because what did we say the last time that we spoke on episode 2? If we can change our mind, we can change our life. Oh, friend, I believe that with everything in me. So as I close today, here are a couple of things that you might want to consider as ways to maybe get you through your journey. Number 1, it takes a courageous person to admit that they are hurt, that they need help, and that something is going on for them. You are not weak because you have something happening for you. If you need help, help is available even if it's not in your own family. There are all sorts of resources out there that could provide you support when your own family is unable to be available for you. And I want to validate you in this moment, friend. I know that there are instances when you go through things and you have to be the strong person in that moment. And it's okay that you don't break down in front of people where it's not safe to do so. Because remember, when we talked about grief, we talked about the idea that sometimes you cannot grieve the way that you would prefer to grieve because the environment isn't safe to do so. That's the same thing with letting down your guard and showing people your vulnerability. But what's most important in this race, in this journey called life, is that you can be honest with yourself that everything is okay or that everything is not okay. Find a way to get your emotions out, even if it's journaling, even if it's voice recording, even if it's making private videos for yourself so that you can have a record of what's going on for you. Because sometimes talking it out is all you need. And sometimes if you write out your feelings and your thoughts, it will alleviate some of the pressure you're feeling that you are not safe to say to other people. Sometimes if you rehearse in the mirror what's really going on for you, it will release you in that way. But whatever you do, it's not as important for you to share with the world what's going on for you. This particular conversation today is about the lies you tell yourself. Woo. Jesus. We lie to ourselves so much. Be honest with yourself. If you can be honest with yourself, you can get the help that you need in order to move forward and live your best life now. Not tomorrow, but now. Not waiting on things to be perfect now. The next strategy that I wanted to give is this. You have the ability to change. Based on your willingness to do the work. It might take creativity. It might take ingenuity. It might take faith. It might take work. But change is possible if you are willing to go through the journey of what change looks like. I don't care who your family has been. I don't care what they've done that has been bad or egregious or hurtful, or whatever generational curses you're running from. Just because it was in your family doesn't mean it have to be you. I am the first one in my family, between my mother and my father, to have college degrees, and they weren't able to do it, not because they didn't want to, but because life didn't permit it for them. And if I had taken their example as my own, I would not have been able to do that. Yeah. So know that change is possible if you're willing to put in the work. The next thing that's important is remembering forgiveness. And I kind of spoke about that earlier. If you feel like you can't trust people, you might need to work on forgiveness. And it's okay. So you might have felt like, that you've forgiven everybody and that you're not holding anything, but really process, go through the journey of evaluating where you've had losses, where there are things that happen in your life that you did not expect to occur. You might find a grief space there. Grieve the loss of what you expected to have occurred, and deal with whatever unforgiveness may appear as it relates to people that you feel like you cannot trust, because that space in your heart comes from a place where you were reminded or made to feel like you cannot trust. And it may not be easy. And to be clear, friend, you can't trust everybody. Hey, friend, you can't. But being in a forgiving space in your mind opens up the opportunity for you to be able to be willing to make new connections, to be a whole better version of yourself, that you can give an opportunity to be able to find new people in your life that are trustworthy. It's a journey. So I'm giving you these, quick strategies, but this is a journey. It doesn't happen all at one time. And then the last thing that I wanted to let you know is that your words have power. Your words have power. Your words have the power to create your destiny. They really do. You can set up who you want to be and who you want to become based on your words. So when you use statements like "I can't" statements, "I'll never" statements, these definitive statements can shift your body. I'm so sick. I'm so tired. This is killing me. You're literally bringing death into your life because you're speaking it. So really, you're shortening your life and bringing death into your atmosphere. Change the way you talk about yourself. And my assignment for you this week is to use your time to change your thinking, change your talking about yourself. Maybe create some affirmations for yourself. I am strong. I am capable. I am powerful. I have everything I need to be successful. This is going to be a great day. Give yourself something to encourage yourself on. And if you cannot think of anything positive to say to yourself, friend, there are tons of apps and websites that will give you these strategies. But know this, you're not the only one that's telling those lies. All of us tell ourselves some version of a lie. And those lies wrap into our core fundamental values of truth. And we actually start believing them the more that we tell ourselves those things and we make them a reality. It's not that life is doing it. Many times we do it. If we keep saying that nothing good ever happens to us, nothing good ever will. Because that is what we've willed to be our reality. And I need you to know that. Now, I get that from the Bible. Remember, my core fundamental truth is the Bible, the word of the Lord, right? But wherever you get your core fundamental value of truth, let that guide you into your anchor of what truth is, that will cancel out the lies you tell yourself. And then use those strategies and say, no, this isn't true. If it's a religious base, great. And if you have created your own fundamental values of truth based off of your experiences alone and you don't have any other truths to build your core fundamental values of truth on, guess what you can do? Read, study, understand. Find things that you believe in, that you resonate with, that can replace these negative values that we keep interweaving into our identity that are stopping us from moving forward. Friend, I want you to know that you are not alone. You're not. I am here with you. I know that things have been difficult, but we're going to get through this journey of identifying who we are, discovering who we are together. This is a community, and I need you to know that. This is a safe space. You are welcome here. And I want you to think about everything that we've discussed today and in the last few sessions that we've shared. Think about who you've become. Think about these false narratives, the ones you've created and others have given you. And begin to do the work in your own life to get rid of them. Because you have a purpose in this world. You are worthy of the best. You are worthy of living your best life now, regardless of the inconsistencies that life brings. But what's most important is that you deal with you. If you can work on your internal self and be whole, then everything that you do in life will have success. Thank you so much for logging in today. If you like the content, please subscribe. Please like, please share, please comment. Please share this with your friends and your family, anybody who you think would be a great candidate to be a part of our family, to be a part of our friends in this community. I want to thank you for logging in again, and until next time, blessings to you, friend. Just in case you weren't sure.